Okay, I'm gonna tell you something.
Wait.
And I hope you won't get upset.
Oh.
You promise you won't get upset?
Dude, this is the first thing you're gonna do to me this morning? What?
I already did the Wordle.
What?
I already did the Wordle this morning. I couldn't wait, dude.
Dude, I don't even care. I don't even care.
You're so
I don't even care.
You know you love the Wordle.
We left off the last episode with Jason painting, and I'll let him explain what these pieces are for in a second. There's still a lot more prep work that needs to happen before we are ready to install the metal roof from Georgia Metals.
So one thing in talking with Jamie about the structure again is that he said that it's crucial that I cover up that outside truss. The reason being is that if it just stays to the elements, it's just gonna get rotten within a couple of years. And I don't think about things like that. I'm thinking shed roof, I'm just building it. But I got some of this LP Smart Side paneling that I put on the ceiling there in the porch. So all I did was paint it black. So what we're gonna do is we're just gonna take this and throw it up on the outside and cover up that outside truss so that it keeps away from the weather.
Before we get to that though, we had to finish off installing the last bit of 2x4s in between the trusses. I thought Jason had finished that up in the last episode, but I guess he felt bad that I wasn't there and saved some for me.
I got you some stuff this morning.
Wow, I see that.
Yeah.
What you got there?
Well, I got you a little Pencil Pool Pro.
Oh, that's what Jono had.
Oh yeah, it was pretty nice.
What?
Then I got
excuses for not having a pencil ever again.
Well, I'm more concerned about you making excuses about this.
Wow. So, what is it?
It's a Cock Pro 3000.
Wow, that thing's nice. Did you get yourself one?
No. And then I got you these.
Are they prescription?
No, they're not reader. They're safety ones.
Oh, they are nice.
Which you always need.
Yeah, these are
and
nice.
I got you a little
lanyard there.
Lanyard there, so you don't lose them.
Wow. Yeah, these are. Look at these bad boys.
I should have got you two.
You probably should have got me more than two because you should have got me more than two of these because you know I'm gonna break them.
Time to grab old Steve's tape again.
Dude, I have no idea where that thing even came from. I have no clue where that tape came from.
Well, we know it's not yours and you stole it.
Maybe the man that I bought the house from left it here. That's what I'm going with.
Now we are ready to install the siding on the ends of the outside trusses, along with 2 layers of 2x4s at the top, laid flat to give a little bit of an overhang. Why so small? I'm not really sure. You can go ask Jamie on their channel, he reads all your comments. We made sure to caulk the seams with some big stretch and we were ready to move on to installing the drip edge, after completing the other side as well.
Alright, so I guess my maths lie because I didn't give them the right number of drip edge. So we're actually short a piece.
Yeah.
But hey, that's alright, it's not a big deal. I'll get another piece down the line. We're not gonna get it all done today anyway, so we're gonna take what we got.
Right.
We're gonna put it up there and see how it looks, see how it goes, kind of get a game plan on how we're going to bend the corners and things like that. And then next week, we're just going to go ahead and bang it out and put it all up.
Dude.
Do you think these are ours?
Well, they are now.
I think Eric might have called them and said, hey, make sure you throw my name in there a few times.
Oh, he's paying them for advertising? Is that what's happening?
Something's happening, bro. I don't know what it is, bro.
So, more delays. We also realized that the angle on the drip edge for the taller side was too open, and we were going to need to take it to Jamie's to close it up some more on his metal brake. But we got one side done, and luckily Jason could work on other things that still needed to get done with the pole barn.
So we have a super exciting day today. Today is brace day. Took Stephanie, my great helper, and we went to Lowe's today. We got some gorgeous 4x6 pressure treated material here that we're going to do our bracing. We're gonna do triangular bracing here in all of the sections. Now, one thing I do want to do is I want to make sure that the bracing meets in the middle and they all are at the same height here. The thing with that is that this section is not the same as that section. This one's wider because of the layout. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to make a mark in the middle here. And I know that my material is 8 foot long, so I'm going to go with my 3, 4, 5 right triangle math. I know that number, I know this number, so that'll give me that number. So I'll make a mark on each post there, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to take a piece of scrap because I don't really know the angle, but I don't really care what the angle is. So I'm just going to put a piece of scrap up there from that mark to that mark, and then scribe the angle on the back, and then just take that piece down, cut it, put it on top of my real material, cut it, and then that should fit in there just perfect. So that's the plan. That's the math that we're going with. And then we'll just do that for each section. And we should have our bracing up and secure this thing up nice before the metal goes on. Another thing I need to take into consideration is the width of this material is wider than the width of my bands. My bands are only 3 inches and this is 3.5. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna measure over 3 inches. And I'm just gonna chamfer off this corner. That way when it goes up there and it's on the band, it won't have this 1/2 inch overhang that's gonna look stupid. It'll be angled and kind of look a little bit more professional, I guess you'd call it. So I'm just gonna angle that off 45 before we stick it up there.
So this next clip, Jason wanted me to tell you guys about his mistake, but I'm gonna let him do it.
So Jones, you can throw this in there as a voiceover, but so what I think I did is when I got my angles on this board, I actually somehow flipped the board over and put the top to the bottom and the bottom to the top, or something happened, because when we put it up, the angles weren't right, but the angles are right, they're just flipped. It's supposed to be 46 on the top and 43 on the bottom, and I had 43 on the top and 46 on the bottom. So I don't know what happened. So I chamfer that in. I'm just gonna chamfer this side and hopefully nobody sees it. Stephanie's behind the camera. She said it's okay, so.
You all know we aren't afraid to show our mistakes. They happen to us all. Maybe just more often with us.
So this is not a joke. This is not staged at all. Ask me again what you just asked me.
I said, is that Haley then?
No, that's Peppy the goat.
I wasn't talking about Peppy. There's a black dog back over there.
Where?
Back there.
Oh no, that's not Haley either.
I'm on Stephanie's side in this. I mean, should we really trust a man who wears his mother-in-law's readers all the time? The rest of the bracing went up and there was still more to do later on the open ends, but that will be another day. It's time to get back to working on the metal roofing.
What's up? A little chilly.
It's cold up here.
So I'm at Jamie's house. So when I ordered my metal, I gave him the wrong angle on 4 of these pieces for the top drip edge. So therefore, I don't have a metal brake. And guess who does? Jamie. We're gonna be here at Jamie's house and we're gonna bend these to the correct angle so that they go on the top of my structure. Thanks for having me, Jamie.
You bet. Hey, let me show you how this works. Stick your finger right here.
No, I'm good, thanks.
That's it right there. 75.5.
Okay.
What do you need?
I'm looking for like 80, but I think that's good. I think I can flatten out
Yeah.
any overbend.
I would rather be a little too tight
Yep.
in this case than a little too open.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah.
Once the metal was bent correctly, we headed back to Jason's and started putting up the drip edge again.
We got our top flashing on, our top drip edge. We're doing this roof a little bit, I guess, not to the norm, is where we're gonna put our gable flashing right down on top of this truss here. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna put this piece on like this, and what Ray did is he bent a nice angle around there so that everything kind of folds around the front. And then what I'll do is I'll put a bunch of sealant, some Lexel in there to seal it up, and then our metal will actually go over, and it will have overhangs here to keep the water from getting down underneath the metal. So I think it's gonna work out perfect.
We Lexelled the overlapping corner to prevent water from getting in and moved on down with the rest of that side, doing the same thing to the other end. Now we were finally ready to get our first piece of metal roofing prepared and put in place.
So we're getting ready to put our first piece of metal up there, but what we need to figure out is, because we want a little bit of an overhang, if I leave this rib on and I overhang it 1 inch, we need to make sure that we have a rib over here that overlays 1 inch to make it look the same, and that's not gonna happen. So what we did is we did some math, and we figured that if we cut this off here with 1 inch overlay up there, we're gonna end out in the field on this last piece with 1 inch overlap, and that way it'll look the same from both sides. So we're gonna go ahead and rip this up here. I guess with a knife. I don't know. Jamie said use a knife. I don't know, dude. That seems like a lot of work. But we're gonna give it a try. Let's go.
Yeah, that method really didn't work, but Jason had a better idea.
We tried Jamie's way, and we did a couple scores with our knives, but it was gonna take forever. So I'm gonna go back to an old way that some locals in Haiti actually taught me about. I used to go over there and do some mission work, and we did a lot of metal roofs. And what they did is they just take a blade and they put it on their skill saw backwards, and it just runs right through. Look at that cut, man. It's perfect. Beautiful. Only bad thing is it's super, 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 super loud.
So we got it cut down and then began to find ways for the two of us to get the metal up there, which wasn't easy, but we made it work. Once we got a few pieces up there, Jeremy Patat from Georgia Metals showed up with a piece of drip edge that we didn't account for. So we want to thank him for driving all the way here to drop it off, to check out our project and give us some tips, because we're not roofers.
So I'm here with Jeremy Patat from Georgia Metals, and I just want to give a huge shout out to Jeremy and to Georgia Metals for supplying the metal for my structure here. Couldn't have done without you, man. I appreciate it.
Appreciate you guys.
Yeah.
Glad to be here.
So you're out of Athens, Georgia?
Yep.
And you got other locations?
We do. 2 in South Georgia, so we cover the whole state.
Okay.
And then all the surrounding states.
So if you're looking for metal, man, give Jeremy a call. We'll put his business number and his email in the description. And he's awesome. So I appreciate it so much, man. Thank you. Appreciate
yes, sir.
it.
Okay, so we're not roofers, and we kind of made a mistake here that Jeremy pointed out to us. So this piece with the flange on it has to go underneath this piece. So there's a couple pieces that we need to fix, but we don't have to take the whole piece off. We can just loosen the screws that we put in here and then put this one underneath there. So easy fix, not a big deal. It's only a couple of them that we got to do it to. It's a good thing that he pointed that out to us and showed us while we were here so that we can do it right on the rest of them.
We kept rolling along and getting the roof on with no problems, other than Jason was stuck up there by himself to screw it all down, and I was getting him sheets all by myself. But to speed things up, he just tacked the metal in place and decided to go back and put the rest of the screws in later.
How's it looking?
It look better for my house. No, it's looking good. It's looking real good.
It is looking good?
Yeah.
Are you just saying that? Because I can't see Jack from up here.
No, it's looking good.
Oh yeah, she looking nice. Look at that straightness. Hey, oh man, drill down. Crap. Sorry. Gives me time to rest.
We got our last couple pieces up there and we Lexelled both sides down to the drip edge. Then Jason went to town on putting all the screws in, and I left him to do all the painting since he's really becoming quite a pro at it now. He did add some batten strips over the seams of the siding to make it look nicer. Next, he went around and added some structural screws to the trusses and the bracing, and then added a final bit of bracing with his wife Stephanie.
How's this manual labor treating you?
Exhausted.
She worked for like 3 hours and she's taking a nap in the dirt.
Yep.
Good job, babe.
Thanks.
Metal's on. Sides are painted. Braces are on. I got all the lags in there structurally. I took all the bracing off and it didn't fall down. It's unbelievable. So I guess the last thing to do is move that camper. We got her all hooked up. We're gonna move her over there underneath the structure. One thing I want to point out is that I'm pretty cheap. So I do not have a backup camera in this thing, but you know what I do have? Walkie-talkies. I got them for Christmas. So we're gonna use these bad boys. So Stephanie's gonna be behind the camper walking backwards. And if she wanted to go right, hey, dummy, go right. I'm gonna go left. And then we're just gonna back this thing right up in there. So she's gonna film and see what happens. Here, you get this one.
Okay.
Testes, testes. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Copy that, turkey neck.
Hey, I told you never call me that. Yes, I do have a handle from when I was like 8. And my handle is turkey neck. Pretty crazy. Bye.
So Turkey Neck backed that thing right up in there, and in case you guys were wondering, surprisingly, it fit.
Hey,
Yeah.
we didn't even argue backing up the camper.
Yeah, we should do it on camera more often.
Yeah, but look at that, 17 years of marriage, and we don't argue backing up the camper.
Yeah, it's because it was on camera. If we were at the campsite, it'd be like, beep, 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 mother, beep, beep, I can't beep, beep, beep.
Well, happy anniversary, dear.
Happy anniversary, dear. One thing we were worried about that we didn't really take into consideration is where these posts are going to lay out on the doors. But it looks like we got super lucky. Look at that, it's perfect. The stairs will come down right next to that post. And then this one in for the bathroom comes down, boom. See, I planned it perfect.
Sure you did.
That's a wrap. She's in there, and I'll tell you what, my stress level just went way down because I wasn't even sure if we're gonna be able to back that thing in there. But it's in there and it looks fantastic and I love it.
So thank you all for joining us with this short series. If you're wondering what's next, it's back to working on my house and finishing up the kitchen. We hope you all enjoyed and consider liking and subscribing for more of our adventures in building. See you next time.